These mangoes were on sale at my grocery store if I bought a whole carton for a great price. We're not going to eat them fast enough. They would, well, half of them would rot. So I'm going to show you how I cut them up and freeze them to use them in smoothies. The mangoes are ready to slice when they're still firm but have a little bit of give when you press into them. Now I always rinse these in running water before I slice them. I know we don't eat the skin, but we're going to slice them with a knife, and if there's anything dirty on the outside, I don't want it to get on the knife and then get on the mango. So rinse them off, and then I always slice off the ends. I'm using a bigger knife here than I usually would, and I use a smaller knife. And think about the pit inside as being long and narrow. So I slice a piece off like this, and slice another one off like this, and then I slice through the top without cutting all the way through, and then I'm going to slice off these pieces, and then I get as much off of this edge as I can, slicing off the skin first, and then slicing as close as I can to the pit. Sometimes you can get really close, and sometimes it just has a lot of stuff in there where it won't let you. Let me show you how I peel off these cubes, and I'm going to put them onto a cookie sheet tray that I'll put into the freezer. Now to slice these off, I'm just going to stick my knife in there and pull off these cubes of mango. It's okay if some of them are touching, but most of them will come apart. And it just takes a little practice. Sometimes you get a mango that's really juicy inside and not easy to slice. But these types, sometimes these are called manila mangoes. You can look up online varieties of mango and see these different varieties. This kind is more sweet usually than the bigger ones, but it just depends on what you like. And for me, it was what was on sale. So here I'm having the second one and slicing off these cubes. And I'm going to do this to as many mangoes as will fit on my cookie sheet tray, and I'm picking a cookie sheet tray that fits into my side-by-side freezer, and they don't fit a whole lot. So I'll show you what it looks like before I put it in the freezer. Now the mangoes are ready to be put into the freezer. You notice I had them pretty much spread out, and that's because mangoes are a wet fruit and I don't want them freezing and sticking together, so I'm separating them as much as possible. Put the mangoes in the freezer for about 12 hours to 24 hours. Once the mango pieces are sufficiently frozen, take them out of the freezer, and I like to use a metal spatula to scoop them up. You notice some of them are still stuck together if they were next to each other, but they're easily broken up. And now I'm going to put them in quart-size Ziploc freezer bags and put them back in the freezer. And then later, they're easy to use to put into a smoothie. So just put in as much as you want into the bag and zip it up. And when you use this in a smoothie, just use as much as you want. And, you know, if you start with some and you want to add a little bit more, you can. These are delicious frozen in a smoothie. They mix up really well. So that is how you freeze mango for a smoothie.